Hello everyone, it's Cassie, and today I'm going to share some fitness tips that I feel have helped me achieve my fitness goals. And there's many different ways you can go about the whole fitness thing. You can count calories, or you can avoid counting calories. You can eat fruit all day. Anything you want, there is probably a YouTube video about it. But for me personally, I have been a lot less militantly healthy and just revolving around staying true to a certain lifestyle because I like to go out and indulge and have fun, and it works for me as long as I maintain a certain level of consistency. So hopefully some of these tips will help you guys out as well. Sometimes motivation alone isn't enough because I'm a lazy person, so I have to take initiative and add extra steps into my day to make sure that I'm pushing myself towards consistency. Case in point, every morning I wake up and I'm confronted by a little cube of workout clothes, and I look at them and they're like, hey, does this still mean something to you? Are you still gonna do this or nah? And I either put them on and start my day right, or I kick them aside and feel lazy for the rest of the day. And I feel like putting on the clothes first thing in the morning gets me in the right frame of mind. It makes me exercise, it makes me eat right, and it just makes me live my lifestyle accordingly. I live a very sedentary lifestyle, so it's really been helpful to me. And I mentioned this in a morning routine video a few months ago. I still do it because I find that it works. This next one is something that I used to overlook, which is really stupid because if I'm not properly nourished with the right vitamins and minerals and micronutrients, then I feel tired and lethargic. I get much worse cramps, and nothing is worse than when you're trying to do something and you can have really bad cramps. And I also have a lot worse cravings, and I fall from grace a lot more often. And you guys may know, or maybe you don't, that due to the nature of my content and my YouTube channel, I get contacted by a lot of gimmicky detox, T-talks, like shake companies that are obviously founded by entrepreneurs who are trying to cash in on a trend. I've said no to every single one of them to date, but I did find a shake that I was very impressed by. It was actually founded not by a money-grabbing entrepreneur, but by an academic who works in the field. She's an active lecturing food futurologist, and she is just amazing. I tried her shake, I was blown away. I got her on the phone, I said, hey, what's up? Like, what are you all about? She reminded me a lot of my dad because she's obviously an academic, like she's working on having the best product possible, even at her own expense. I know the ingredients she uses aren't cheap, they're all raw and they're all really good quality, and she's even trying to make the packaging compostable and biodegradable, which is amazing. Right now it's made out of rice paper, but she eventually wants it to be fully compostable, and I just really like someone who has an eye for the future, and this shake makes me feel amazing. Like I have such a spring in my step when I take this in the morning. What I do is I take 2 tablespoons of this, I put it in water at night, like just so it can sit there all night and the nutrients can become more bioavailable. In the morning, I blend it with some strawberries, and it is a creamy, chocolatey, amazing drink. It's also quite earthy, so it might shock you if you're not used to healthy things, but I find it to be very delicious, and it's just totally my kind of product. This is not sponsored, by the way, but I did manage to get a discount code from them for you guys, so I will link that below, and if you want to try it, you totally should because I think it's so sweet. Moving on, one of my favorite ways to work out is to ride a stationary bike at a very high intensity. And it's not so much that I would get physically exhausted, but I would get to the point where I would just burn out because I would get way too hot, and I hate overheating. It's one of my least favorite things in the world. So what I do is I keep a little bag of ice by my bike, so every time I get too hot, I put it on these points like my hands, my wrists, the back of my neck, and I try to do my ankles, but I can't because I'm on a bike. Terry had this like OG hiking instructor that taught him that just you have these points of your body that are prone to overheating, and if you keep them cool, it increases your longevity, and I found that it really helps for me, and I'm glad that it does because riding my bike is really helpful for stress and for fitness and for depression. It's something I really enjoy, and I hope you guys benefit from this as well. This next point has had such incredible truth to me, but I find that health starts with food, what you're eating, what you're putting into your body. And I find that when you first want to be healthy and you want to change your lifestyle, you make the same boring grocery list every time and you just get really bored by it and you end up eating old foods. And so what I've done is I bought a bunch of cookbooks and I try a new recipe every single week. I can't do it every day because it gets expensive, but I have 3 different types of food that I can try so I can experiment with different flavors and different ingredients. The first one is Gorilla Food. I've mentioned this book before. It's a organic, raw, and vegan cookbook, and it teaches you how to make just so many cool different things. It can get expensive because a lot of his ingredients, like walnuts, they ain't cheap, so I can't do this all the time, but I really like it. And I also got Giada's cookbook, and I actually can't believe how beautiful, like consistently beautiful, this woman has been ever since I started watching her on TV when I was a little kid. And I feel like that's because she has a really good, healthy relationship with food, and I find her ingredients and recipes and her ability to play with flavors, I find it to be so inspiring. And I'm excited to try all the different recipes in here. It's also got beauty tips, and I love beauty tips, so this has been a really great book. And also, of course, I got Lydia's Italy, because apparently she's like hardcore old school Italian chef, and Italian cooking is very important to me, so I'm gonna try some of her recipes every so often as well. And it's all about balance. I know these 3 books are quite different from each other, and that's the kind of thing I'm going for. I like to pick a little bit from everything. Back in the day when I was first transitioning from eating really unhealthy to healthy, clean, whole foods, I had an aggressive aversion to counting calories because I felt like all it did was encourage me to have an unhealthy relationship with food and to judge myself and my body and what I'm eating all the time. I didn't like the idea of numbers. But now I eat mostly healthy foods, and there's balance and there's moderation, and I like to hold myself accountable and understand the calories and the macronutrient breakdowns of everything I eat, just to have a better understanding of what I'm doing, just because I have an athlete's mind about fitness, and it's been really helpful for me to count calories, but not to count calories to lose weight. I'm skinny enough to count calories to understand the food that I'm eating. And I use an app called MyFitnessPal. It's super awesome because it has the breakdown of so many different kinds of foods, and I find that it's just good for me at this point. It wouldn't have been good for me back in the day when I just ate calorie-heavy foods with no nutrition, whereas now I like consistency and I like holding myself accountable. I like that if I eat poorly for one meal, I can adjust the rest of my day, so I can have that balance and consistency and that lifestyle that I want to have. So if you guys are at a point that is somewhat similar to mine, I highly recommend just getting to know the numbers. As you guys can tell, I change a lot. It's all part of the journey of learning and growing and changing and adjusting to whatever is right for you. So please don't be hard on yourself. Please don't look at a certain person and think that their figure is the end-all be-all. I have a very small frame, like I have a tiny, tiny skeleton, and that's just the way that I look. But you can be beautiful any way that you look as long as you are doing things within your body's capabilities. Everybody has their strengths, their weaknesses, their restraints, and that's okay because, I mean, who cares? It's all about being healthy, right? I will talk to you guys very soon. Thank you so much for liking and commenting on my videos. I look forward to answering as many comments as I possibly can, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye. It's because I'm a lot more prone to working in my clothes as opposed to in my tidy whities. But the second the day is wrapped, the pants get banished to Pants-Caban!